welcome to Just You and Me. I'm Donna.
And I am Adam. Donna, how was your week? What's going on? What is happening?
Well, it's Monday, so the week is just starting. It's good. I am I'm a little bit in panic mode. I am T minus 2 weeks to bar mitzvah.
Oh, that's it? Oh, come on. It's a breeze. It's all
Well,
done by
it's
now,
kind of
right?
wild because obviously I have a planner, so thank God for her because I would feel so scared if not. And like the majority of the decisions have been made. That's the hardest part is like hiring the vendors and figuring out what you wanted for this and that and like making those decisions. Like that's all done. Now we're in paying the bill mode.
God.
That is like
The
I'm,
worst
I'm
one.
in charge for all of this. Like I'm the one that like Lance doesn't even know who we've hired. I am in charge of everything, all the emails, all the vendors. In fact, I'm going to totally throw Lance under the bus on this
Oh, good.
episode.
Let's,
Okay,
fine, let's do it.
Lance has not even seen the venue.
Are you
He
really?
No, he has not seen the venue, and it's because I went and saw all of the venues on my own. I went during the week with the planner, and I
No.
saw like his schedule. Is that he's on set. He was on set for most of the the venue visits, and like he's not going to ask to not be because if he doesn't go to set, he's just not paid for the day. So
Right.
he's not going to not get paid just to see a venue. And then when I saw the venue that I liked, I told him about it. I showed him pictures. I showed him the website. I showed him like online other bar mitzvahs that happened there. And he was like, look, I trust you. I trust your. At the end of the day, if the mom is not happy, it's not happening.
I know. And I feel like you don't have bad taste. Like I was there for the what was it? The what was your daily dose of Donna
Doser's
Con?
Live.
Yes. Donna Con. I like that.
Donna Con. Yeah, that people do call me a con sometimes.
Oh. I feel like going to DonnaCon, which is now what it's called. It was very well put together, and it was you did an awesome and amazing job. That I don't think he has anything to worry about. I mean, I will be the final judge when I'm there in 2 weeks.
Will you
And
judge me? Will you give me a scorecard?
oh, of course I will, and I will
Listen,
take lots of pictures and videos and put it on our
just you
social.
and me Instagram.
Of course.
I will say it's going to be a phenomenal event. Like at the end of the day, because why? There will be food, there will be alcohol, there will be music. Like what else do you really need in life? I'm not really worried about that stuff. I think, like, I actually don't think I'm really worried about it coming together. At the end of the day, I just don't. At this point, it's like what's done is done is done. What I'm stressed about now is just like the details, like making sure. So I think I may have mentioned it last time that I have boxes and boxes. Like I have a storage unit in front of me,
Yes.
and this doesn't even include all the decor we paid for like 10 months ago. I'm not joking when I tell you, maybe 10 months ago, if not close to that, we decided the theme of this party.
Right.
And there's Facebook groups, like you're going to get into this soon at some
I'm
point.
sure.
There's Facebook groups dedicated to bar and bat mitzvahs. I'm sure anyone that's planned one, it's like wedding planning or anything. Like there's Facebook groups, right? People that are
Hmm.
interested, people that want to, learn about vendors. It's like you get into these Facebook groups for that period of time. It's like when I had a newborn baby, I was on all the baby Facebook groups, and then you get out of it when you have no interest anymore.
I was on none of those, but I get it.
Okay. So, but I'm sure you're on like Facebook groups about sports.
Yeah, I'm not on any Facebook groups.
I guess you wouldn't
How
be,
old
but
am I?
well,
What
I'm
year
on
is this?
Facebook groups about. I have a Facebook group for my other podcasts. Like,
Yes, and I'm a part of that, but I'm not exactly
I'm not
vocal.
really on any Facebook groups other than like I don't actually utilize Facebook groups
Yeah,
really.
I just like my memories from like 5 years ago, and kind of cringe at all the stupid shit that I said like 10 years ago or
Yeah,
15 years ago. It looks stupid.
you're like
Anyway,
what? So
continue
embarrassing.
with your
The point
Facebook
is that my planner had
groups.
seen that someone was selling their DIY. They created it the same theme decor for their
Okay.
daughter's bat mitzvah, and it's a Broadway theme, and it's exactly what Dylan wanted. Dylan is a theater kid, so he's really obsessed with Broadway. And we were on the fence. We were thinking about doing a Broadway theme. So she sent it to me. She's like, They live in Simi Valley.
Ah,
If you're interested in this, I looked and it was, it was a couple $1,000s. It's a lot of stuff. It's all of your table settings. It's all of the, just like extra fun decor type stuff. But it saved us a lot of money and a lot of extra, like hiring all the vendors that create that stuff for you and make it. I was not going to make it. These people did it with their own hands. Like they're creative people. I'm
people
not
are
that.
good with that. People are good with that, not us.
Oh my God. They probably spent hours, weekends, weeks doing it, like glue gunning. And that ain't me. I'm not the person that makes Halloween costumes for my kids.
I think the surprising thing here is that there are Jews in Simi Valley, because I had no clue.
Isn't that where your parents were from?
No.
Isn't that all the same area?
Okay, now you're being a little crazy here.
Simi, Chatsworth, it's like all the same.
It's different. There's a mountain that divides everything.
It all feels the same.
Oh my God, I am not a Simi kid. I'm a San Fernando kid.
Would you fight with a Simi kid? Like, I'm not Simi.
No, because they're all a lot bigger than me, and
because they're not Jewish.
They would beat exactly. They would beat the hell out of me. I'm not an idiot. I just didn't realize there were Jews there. I know a lot of cops live there. That's another thing. How many Jewish cops are there?
Oh, interesting.
Yes, there are a lot of cops that live in Simi Valley. It's like one thing. It's a very safe place to live because of the amount of cops that live there.
Also, I know a lot of people in production, like in my industry that I used to be in, that a lot of people moved out to Simi Valley. It's more affordable.
Yes.
And it's a commute if you work in like the Hollywood Valley area, like Burbank studio area, but people do it because you get a lot more bang for your buck.
Bang for your buck.
Okay.
Right,
anyway.
So back to that. So speaking of Halloween, how was your Halloween?
Oh my God, we had such an eventful weekend, right? We had Halloween on Friday night.
Insane weekend.
Yeah, we had Halloween on Friday night. It was fun. We were in Calabasas. We were doing we hung out with a lot of the kids' friends from their school and their parents. I'd never done the Calabasas Halloween. We were in one of those private gated neighborhoods that you have to they like close off the streets, but we had to get there early because the line, and they told us this, the neighborhood is like one of those celebrity filled neighborhoods. The line to get your car into the gate, because of how popular it is, was 30 minutes long at 4 p.m.
Oh God.
So we drove straight from the bus, like getting our kids from the school bus, and we were in line forever. But it was worth it. It was so much fun once we were there. And then of course, we'll get into Saturday Night Dodgers. What about you? What did you do Friday?
Did they have trick or treating though?
Oh my God, the whole neighborhood.
It's not just a party. It's like kind of everything.
Yeah, they close off the streets. Everyone goes house to house. Every house is like to the nines. They had haunted houses. Like it was crazy.
Got it. So for hours, we spent it here. Our neighborhood, our little nook here is pretty awesome. We have a house across the street where my oldest Bellamy has a friend. And it's always kind of a group of, a bunch of 10-year-olds, 9 and 10-year-olds, and even younger. They all congregate there, and the adults continue to just, get drunk, and everybody.
Lots of alcohol always.
We go trick-or-treating after that. But it's funny because my youngest daughter, Lincoln, much prefers to actually hand out candy more than go trick-or-treating. So she just likes sitting there with me. And
she doesn't go?
She did for like 10 minutes, like literally 10 minutes. And then she just likes sitting there with me and handing out candy. I think it's kind of just, she likes to do it with me. And it's kind of like a daddy-daughter thing. And then two, she just likes I think she just likes handing out, and she gets so many compliments from like the older kids. Because they're like, oh my God, you're so cute. I love your costume. And she just, she basks in that glory. But she
I get it. Like, it's cute when you feel like an adult giving out candy to other kids.
Exactly. So Lincoln went as Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunters, because
that was a popular costume this year.
It was all over the place. So many Rumis. I mean, there were a ton of K-pop Demon Hunters, but Rumi was definitely the number one costume. And then my oldest Bellamy went as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. So it was very cute, and it was fun. It was good. Although I did have to sit outside, and I brought my laptop with me because I just wanted to sit there and watch Game 6 of the World Series, which was great because watching it when everyone was trick or treating, they would come by, and there were a lot of houses apparently that were like, they had they were projecting it on the walls of their house so people could walk by and see. And then as people would trick or treat and get candy from our house, they would stop and watch a couple of pitches. And then, of course, when we won Game 6, the entire neighborhood just blew up with cheers and went nuts. It was awesome. It was such a cool vibe.
Which then leads us into, of course, winning the World Series on Saturday night, which was seriously, and I can say this honestly, I'm a baseball mom, so obviously I understand and love baseball, but I'm not like a everyday baseball girl. Obviously, like there's so many games.
Yep.
We're a Cubs family here, but we're a Dodgers city.
And
I know you're a huge Dodgers fan, so this was a big deal for you.
More Dodger shirts. This is last year's.
Nice. That's last year's World Series. I can say honestly, it was really fun watching Friday night's game. It's always fun when you're with a crowd of people and with friends and stuff, but truly Saturday night's game was maybe one of the most fun game I've ever seen in my life. Like I was on my girlfriends were like, let's go outside and like just chat with the girls. I was like, what? Like, I am not moved. I was glued and into every second of that game.
It was, I think it was an exciting game. Like obviously it's great that for us that the Dodgers won. I think it was an exciting game for the Dodgers because they just kept on, like every time the Blue Jays thought they had it in the bag, the Dodgers kept on chipping away or making plays or getting people on base. And I think probably for Blue Jays fans, even before they lost, it was probably just a frustrating game because they had the sense after this big home run at the beginning of the game, they thought, okay, we had this in the bag. This could be a runaway at this point. There could just, get a bunch of runs and then just, take it away from there. But what the Dodgers did is they had some amazing defensive plays that kept them in the game, and they hit key hits and got runs when they needed to. And I think it was so exciting for Dodgers fans because that's the way the rhythm of the game went. It's like we kept on chipping away and we kept on making these amazing plays and, home runs when we needed to. It was just, there were so many moments for us to really cheer and go crazy. And it was so much fun. I actually watched it pseudo alone. I had Lincoln with me, and Lincoln was just on her tablet. She's 6. She doesn't give a shit. She got excited when they won, but that's it.
Oh, you were alone.
Yeah. Oh, no, it was fine because then I could concentrate and enjoy it and like not have to. And I was texting with people, and that's it. And then they won, and I, screamed and went nuts, and it was phenomenal. And then I spent probably too much money on Dodgers merchandise.
Immediately.
The 2025 World Series merchandise. So there's just so much of it. So I bought a bunch.
Oh my God, hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch, and it was shocking, and it was amazing. And honestly, I don't even know if we deserved it because I don't know if we were the better team that night. But I did feel actually really bad for the Blue Jays fans. I mean, they were devastated. I would have been devastated. It just reminds me of like being because when I watch Oliver play baseball, like I am so dedicated and so invested. That's as invested as you can get when you watch your own kid play, and like that feeling of like we're gonna win, and then it just gets taken from you at the end. Like it's so upsetting.
Right.
I'm sure they literally felt like they wanted to just die that night. Like it was so sad at home too. Like
I know, and. Well, and the way they lost too, right? Because they thought had it. They thought they had it, and then it went into extras, and
it was so fast that last play. Like, what happened? It's over. Play.
And then and it's different for Blue Jays fans because it's the only team in Canada, right? So it's more of like it's not just Toronto that's rooting for them. It's pretty much the entire.
It's
country,
all of Canada
for the most part, right? I mean, there are
Did they blame Trump yet? Did they blame the tariffs?
I haven't seen any Trump blaming. I've seen a lot of other blames, like nothing to the point of, maybe my team didn't perform well, but it's been blamed on umpires, on that the Dodgers spent too much money on all of these players, to anything but maybe it's the Blue Jays' fault that they lost.
Have they blamed Israel?
I haven't seen that yet. I mean,
But Candace,
did Candace blame Israel?
I'm sure she will.
Why'd you bring up her name so early?
Well,
So
we're
early.
16 minutes into our
No, that's
show.
early enough. That's early enough.
Sorry to depress you.
No, it's okay. But yes, it was a fun-filled weekend. There was a lot of cool stuff.
It was really fun. Yesterday, it was funny. I sent Adam a text message because I was at a school tour, a Jewish high school tour for my 7th grader. He's going into, obviously, high school in 2 years, but we were just kind of like checking it out because we haven't been, and this is a high school that he is interested in looking at. There's not that many, Jewish high schools, and he's kind of like curious and interested in continuing on in a Jewish school. And it was so funny because not only was there, like, I saw every Jew I know in Los Angeles. It was so wild. It was literally like I was basically at Jewish summer camp for me. It was like it was literally people from like high school, summer camp, Ulpan, like people that I knew from college, people that I knew from obviously school, people that listened to our podcast. And then, of course, one girl, as we're in the line, she goes, "Are you Adam's podcast host?" And podcast co-host? And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I'm Melissa. I'm Adam's best friend." And I was like, "Oh my God, yes." And I've heard her name from you since I've known you when we were 16.
And you've never met her before until then?
I'm sure I have briefly at some point because I know her name so well. But I wasn't invited to your wedding. Remember that?
Yes, and I wasn't invited to yours. Continue.
Well, yeah, because tit for tat.
Yes, of course. That's exactly why.
Were you married before me or after me?
You were married before me.
I was married 2011.
Yeah, we were 12.
Yeah, so you did me a solid because
I was so angry.
Yeah, you didn't invite me on purpose. Yes. But anyway, so it was very funny. So we talked about you and we took a little selfie and sent it to you. But it was funny just being around, literally. And half the people, I'm like, I don't know if I know you, but I know you somehow because Jewish geography. Like, I've definitely seen you, or I've made out with you, or you are my best friend's brother's sister's girlfriend's wife from high school. Like, it's wild Jewish geography in the Valley.
Yes, and it's wild how many of them you've made out with too. So,
and 100%, if I have it, you have. And I also there was like a school band that this open house, they did like a little presentation in between like speeches from current students, parents, the principal. They did a video, this and that. They also did they had like the dance team do a little dance. They had like an aerial team. So like, on the aerial, I don't even know what they're called, like the bands.
Trapeze?
Kind of, yeah. They also had a band and they had these 2 singers with the band. And I took a little video for you and our friend Dave. I didn't get a response yet. I'm still very angry and bitter about it because Dave doesn't, we're not alive. Excuse you.
What is your dog doing?
My dog is grabbing the Takis. Go away.
Good taste of that dog.
Yeah. So,
hello.
I know, Ricky. So cute. So we were, I'm watching this boy. He's probably like 17 years old. Yes. And he's like singing, like, and then the girl next to him is like, and I'm thinking, like, this is Adam Newman and our other friend Jessica when we were 16 at a talent show in Israel. Like, I was watching our childhood in front of us. The fact that they were Jewish, I was like, this is them. Like, I don't know if all Jewish teenagers that sing in a band, like sing like that in a band, like Broadway musical theater kids. I'm like, are we all just reincarnations of each other every generation?
Did I sing like a Broadway person?
Yeah.
I did.
You were like,
oh, God.
And so it goes, and so it goes. You sang like Billy Joel. Or you were like,
can you listen to Rent?
Sing? Oh, yeah. 525,600 minutes. You were very dramatic in your singing when you were a teen.
Of course I was.
You still are.
I took it from the heart. It was from my heart. It was very passionate. I was very passionate about it.
Yeah.
Very.
When we do a live Just You and Me event
Yeah.
at some
Oh,
point, there
yes.
will be a karaoke section and it will just be you the whole time.
But what if I need a duet? What if I need somebody to come up with me? Can we at least do that?
Just Jessica Weisbarth will be flown in for that.
You're going to fly her in?
No.
No, I didn't think so. So a little tidbit from yesterday, what I did.
Yeah.
And I thought this was very interesting. So very cool. The movie Back to the Future, which I know you and Lance feel very close to, just because of where his building is located. It's the 40th anniversary. It came out 40 years ago. So they re-released it in the theater, and they, we saw it. We actually went to the Chinese theater to see it. I went with my mother and my daughter Lincoln to go see it. It was awesome. It's just the best movie. And it's
The original or second?
Oh, the original.
Are they doing both or just the original?
No, for this one they were just doing the original. Because it was.
Wait, which is the original one? Oh, yeah.
Which is the original one?
Well, I'm trying to remember the difference between the first and the second. The first is the one where they go back, and the second is the one where they go forward.
The future, but then they go back again. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, it's confusing.
The second one's
It's a lot of time travel.
Yeah, a lot of time travel. So
The second is the one where they go to Biff's like crazy city.
Yes, they go to. It looks like Vegas, but it's still Twin Pines,
and then there's like gunshots and stuff. Yeah,
a lot of that. So the interesting part about it, and I've seen this movie, I don't know, 200 times in my lifetime. It's been one of those movies that I've seen so much. But now growing up, I see things in a different lens, and I thought it was very interesting. There was a part in the movie at the beginning where they end up. So the whole thing is that Doc needs to get plutonium to make the time machine actually work. And what he does is he basically promises some Libyan terrorists to build them a nuclear bomb. So they would steal the plutonium, give it to him, and he would build them a nuclear bomb. So what he ends up doing is he steals the plutonium, the Libyans steal the plutonium. He takes it and then delivers them this BS, looks like a bomb, but it had different weird parts in it. It had no plutonium, nothing. So before the first time travel happens in the movie, the Libyans find them, and they try to shoot down both Marty and Doc. Now, what was interesting about it was you see that there's two Libyans. There's a guy who's shooting and the guy who's driving, and the guy who's driving is wearing a keffiyeh. So I'm that was the first thing I noticed, and actually I'd seen this movie after October 7th. It's something I'd seen after October 7th. And, but I didn't really notice it. I guess maybe I was seeing it on the big screen. So he comes in and he's wearing a keffiyeh. So it very much, when I was watching this, it interested me because that keffiyeh has now become such a different thing in this kind of, post October 7th world, where a lot of people are using it as a form of quote unquote freedom or, resistance or anything that, it represents something that they think is something positive, right? And it is interesting to see that even back 40 years ago, when we were representing what is a terrorist, of course they had a keffiyeh on.
It's the symbol of terrorism to me.
Right, and that's the thing, and I find it, and I'm glad, I don't think they would do this, but I'm glad they didn't edit it out or do some kind of CG bullshit to
That would be crazy.
Listen, weirder things have happened in all these other movies when they re-release it, but you see a terrorist with a keffiyeh on. So that just, to me, it's how do we go from that representation to when we talk about all these other people out on the streets, these very much anti-Israel, pro-Hamas people, wearing these keffiyehs and using it as what they think is a positive piece of clothing to represent their cause. It was kind of mind-blowing to me to see that difference in those 40 years. It has always been to me, like you said, this kind of symbol of hatred, especially hatred towards Jews and hatred towards the West, as you can see in that movie. And they wouldn't have, there's a reason they put, costume designer would choose that type of garb to represent a terrorist. So now it's changed in this world of, anti-Israel kind of sentiment. I thought it was very interesting to see that difference between, what was used back then and how it's being used now. It's very weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disinformation or misinformation. Like, I mean, the time, like 40 years ago is so ancient to these people. They probably would look back at that and be like, how racist.
Right. We were not thinking back then.
We were not educated.
Racist time.
Yeah, it's like looking back at someone calling, a Native American Indian, right? They would look back and they'd be like, how uneducated.
Right.
Rather than us looking back and being like, look how smart they were and look how stupid people are now.
I mean, that's how I looked at it.
I know, but like the, young generation looks at everyone.
I know.
Which reminds me and actually kind of brings me to this topic that I brought in, that I sent to you this morning, which is, what is so timely this week. Of course, tomorrow is November 4th and we are in election season. And it's the mayor campaign that obviously is probably going to go very badly for us. Obviously, we're not in New York, but it's so interesting to me, Adam, because I really do believe, and this is how I feel a lot when it comes to politics, not just politics, but about world news, because our algorithms are really, truly serving us different realities. And this is very much where we are right now in our world because I have noticed and I see that my reality is probably aligned with your reality, is probably aligned with a lot of my close friends' realities, at least in the Jewish world. And maybe politically, I have some friends that are politically aligned with me, and we're probably aligned in that way. So we're seeing all the same things. So like if I see something on someone's page and I'll send it to you, you've probably seen it. Or when you see it, you're not like, what? This is crazy. You're probably like, whoa, shocker. Yeah, I know, or whatever. It's confirmation bias to something else you already have seen, or it just adds to something you already know. Because when I tell you, I have been so alarmed at not only the fact that there's a large amount of people out there that not only think that Mamdani is amazing, cool, phenomenal, awesome. Like he's checking off all those boxes. Yep. That's not that shocking to me because he's the TikTok mayor. He's cool. He's young. He's handsome. He's trendy. He showed up at the gay bars at 1 a.m. on Saturday night.
Yes,
he's playing to everyone. He is literally like a friend to everyone. You know, those people that what they say when you're a friend to everyone, you're a friend to no one. Like he is the most charming actor, mayor you've ever seen in your life. Like names anyone that he's against. No one, according to his campaign right now. He's friends with everyone. But when I tell you, I had an honest conversation with a friend of mine who actually has not seen one thing that proves that he is anti-Semitic. And when I sent you a post on Reddit from the Girls from the Toast podcast, which is a very top 10, top 20 podcast on a daily basis. It's a young millennial podcast. These two Jewish girls that live in the East Coast, one Florida, one New York, but they're very popular. And they are talking about how anti-Semitic he is. And the comments on Reddit are like, they're insane. He loves the Jews. He's not done one anti-Semitic thing. They're lying. They're Islamophobic.
Yeah, and that's what's so annoying. Sorry, real quick, the Islamophobic thing, because these people think because we comment on somebody who is making a comment about Israel or saying something like, or supporting the phrase globalize the Intifada, like we're saying that, of course, this person does not like Jews or has something against Israel. These people automatically think that we're Islamophobic because that's the only thing that can possibly be. No, we don't like him as a human being. We don't like what he stands for. We don't like his politics, and we don't like what his rhetoric, his anti-Semitic rhetoric. It has nothing to do, at least to me, who he is, what his religion is. It has nothing to do with that.
No, because if he was an Asian man saying the same thing or a black man, I would feel the exact same way.
Right. Nothing to do with him being.
In fact, some of the biggest anti-Semitic people out there right now are white Americans.
Yes, of course. Oh, God, yes.
And I would say the exact same thing about Tucker Carlson.
Yes, of course. Of course. All right.
So it has nothing to do with him being a Muslim. And
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, does it add to it? Because knowing that he maybe comes from a family that is severely like raised this way to hate Jews? Yeah, I mean, it definitely does. He was
Right.
raised in a family to hate Jews. And
Yes.
you can see proof of it. That adds to it because it's like he was like nurtured into this. It wasn't like this was his it's like this was his upbringing.
It was, yeah. Yeah. This whole, like, leading up to him being married, this was his birthright. Like, this is exactly what he has been kind of gaming to do. He always wanted to be in the spotlight. He was a rapper. He did all these things, but this is finally he found his niche.
Thing.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, it's like all roads lead to this. And does it add to the fact that he's Muslim? Yes, but it's not the reason. And it feels like a scapegoat to say Islamophobia. It's bullshit. And it's so, okay, so there's so many people out there that are truly not seeing it. I got into something with like an actual friend of mine who I never really talk politics, although I know he's incredibly liberal. And he's not Jewish, obviously, and he's gay, and I don't even think he pays attention to New York. He lives here in LA. We've never even talked about this, but what happened was I was on Instagram and page 6, like there's this article that keeps kind of getting picked up by all these other places right now saying how many residents are going to flee if Mamdani wins. And I honestly don't know who's pushing this article because I don't know if this is good or bad for New York because there's a lot of people that are like, good, let them leave. Like happy about it. I don't know. I mean, whatever. But page 6 posted about it. And you know how when you follow people on Instagram, their comments like get featured?
Yeah.
Like when you're just scrolling. Mm-hmm. So I saw his comment and he said something like, oh my God, this is such propaganda. It's so ridiculous. Like no one's really leaving. But my gut feeling was like, why is he speaking? Number one, he's not Jewish. Right. Number two, he doesn't live in New York. I've never once seen him post on anything about this guy. Like, I don't like when people that aren't affected by him are speaking for people that would be. Because if I was living in New York right now, I maybe would.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely think about it. I would definitely think about what are the alternatives.
Options.
Right,
because,
of course.
And especially if I was obviously Jewish, but if I was rich and had the money to leave, which are a lot of people that are affected by him are the rich, wealthy people in New York. So it's like all these things. If you have a lot of money and you're Jewish, maybe this is your moment to finally leave New York. You've been holding off for years and years, and maybe this is your time. You're like, hey, all signs are pointing.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally.
So anyway, I commented back and I said something like, actually, I think that there are a lot of people that are. Something like that. So then he messaged me, like he texted me separately, and he's like, you're being ridiculous. It's all propaganda.
What's all propaganda? What does that even mean?
I said, what are you talking about? And he's like, Zohran's awesome. He's amazing. Everyone loves him and he's gonna win. And I said, who are you speaking for? Everyone loves him. I can tell you a lot of people that don't love him, including me. And he goes, and he was saying something like, why? What don't you like about him? And I'm like, are you living under a rock, number one? But I said, A, do you really want to go here? But number two, and I listed it. And he was like, he loves Jews. So many Jews are voting for him. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I said, well, so many gay guys voted for Trump. Because
Okay.
he hates Trump more than anything. Like, he's the kind of guy that thinks Trump is putting all the gays into concentration camps.
Yes.
So he was like, and I know, and they're going to take away gay marriage, and da-da-da. Like, he started going off on the text. And I was like, well, isn't that gaslighting to say, and gays voted for Trump?
Right.
Like, just because other gay men voted for Trump doesn't mean that that was the right move for you as a gay man. Like, just because there are Jews that voted for him doesn't mean that he's safe for Jews in my mind. Like, it's not an all or nothing, Anyway, we went back and forth. Samantha Edis, who I adore, you know her.
Yep.
Posted a video yesterday of Mamdani, I'd never seen it, doing some like public square with a loudspeaker on October 20th, 2023. Did you see this?
Yeah, I've seen it before. Yeah, but you should play it if you have it available.
I can pull it up real
Easily
fast.
accessible.
This is not 2 weeks after October 7th.
Mm-hmm.
And it was truly like, I'm like, this is going to be our mayor in New York? This is insane. This is an insane thing to see out loud. That this is going to be him. Okay, let me share it really fast.
Okay. Do it.
Share screen, Instagram. Okay, here we go.
Teenagers who are sitting with us ready for their first civil disobedience, and we have uncles. No cool for the teenagers. The only way we can honor the lives of those who have been taken from us is to resolve the context within which they all live. And that means end the occupation. That means end the blockade and the siege. That means end the apartheid system of government. Do not bear witness. Do not bear witness. Take action. Take action. Senator Gilbert. Call for. Ceasefire. Now. Senator Gilbert. You are complicit in the genocide. Senator Gillibrand. Not in our name. Not on our time. Senator Gillibrand.
Sounds crazy.
We will not stop until you call for a ceasefire. Let's go.
He sounds crazy.
The fact that it's 13 days after, right? And
Crazy.
he's already calling it a genocide. It almost to me feels like there was a script written for all of this.
There was, Adam. We watched the movie.
I know, but I'm just saying it's like, but then that someone like him was involved in this, in the script, either writing or accepting, or was given something to basically say, let's start calling it a genocide. Not more than 2 weeks into right after the attack. I don't even remember, to be honest with you, Donna, what happened in those 2 weeks right after.
Definitely not a genocide.
No, well, there's no genocide at all, but there's.
know.
It is.
I don't think the
freakish.
hospital bombing thing even
No,
had
I don't-
happened.
I don't think it did either. I mean, it is crazy to me that we still have to talk about this guy, where people are still going to vote and have voted for him and think this is going to be good for anybody in that city. I don't get it. It is so disappointing to me. And I don't know, Cuomo, he's kind of a scumbag. The guy did a lot of weird shit. The fact that he is the better out of the two is not great. But I think for the better of the city and the better of the people in the city, it makes a lot more sense to have him there than it does for Mamdani. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if this would be a different scenario if there was a better candidate than Cuomo, or if this was just because Mamdani has just been so good at capturing the youth and capturing the vote and doing everything that you said he had done and has done, and being so good on social media.
He's everything that Trump. He's everything opposite Trump. People are so, the younger generation mostly, but then also there's a lot of older, there's a lot of TDS in the world. There's a lot of very angry people that are not happy in their lives, that are not happy with the way things are in the world, that are feeling like it's all because of who the current leadership is. They just want change. They just feel like there has to be change. And I get it. Like, I want change where we live here in Los Angeles too. Like, I would vote very differently. I would never vote for someone like Mamdani in my life. But like, even before I ever would consider myself someone that would vote red, would have considered voting red in Los Angeles because how horrible it's been run here in Los Angeles. So like, people may be switching party lines because of they not liking the way that they are thinking New York's run. People just, when you're in a situation where you feel like you don't like the way that the city's run, you think that there's a lot of crime, you think that there's a lot of money issues, you think that financially you're unhappy, you just want change, you know? This guy comes in and he's a friend to all. He's a friend to all. He makes you feel seen and heard, and he's fucking amazing at it.
Yeah,
honestly, he is literally like a Tinder swindler type of guy, right? He's the guy that he's a Dirty John vibe to me. So like, when you meet him and you hear him talk, you feel heard, you feel listened to, you feel seen, and he looks at you in your eyes. And when he's doing his speeches, when he's doing face-to-faces, he probably makes you feel like this guy's gonna freaking solve my problems. Like, he's actually good at what he does, to the point where I sometimes can understand why, other than the fact that like I've seen all the videos and the old stuff, and like, but if I wasn't on that algorithm and I wasn't Jewish, if I wasn't Jewish and I wasn't on the algorithm that I'm on, and I didn't care as much about like support for Israel and all of that stuff, then I would be like, let's try it.
Yeah, why not? We've done this so far, and we don't like it right now, so let's try something different.
Exactly.
You're right.
What shocks me are like the capos, the Mandy Patinkins of the world. And I mean, obviously he doesn't shock me anymore because he's disgusting with his support for Israel. He's disgusting.
So disappointing. It's so disappointing.
We've talked about him so much on the show already now.
Yes.
But,
I know.
But yeah, I mean, people have really, really separated themselves from, what Gad Saad, I can't remember how to say his name. He's he's an author. He's a speaker and an author. He calls it suicidal empathy. He's like, they're I don't want to say self-hating Jews, because that's kind of like a bored sentence.
I don't think they're self-hating Jews. I think it's different. But you know what this guy Mamdani like sounds like to me? It's like when I was in middle school or high school or even elementary school, and there was, student body president, people running for that. They promised everything. They're like, oh, we'll have, free chocolate cake every single day at the end of lunch, and we'll have, we'll have a day off on Friday, and we'll have all of this, making all of these promises, everything, saying this is going to be free and that's going to be free, because that's what these high school and middle school and elementary school kids do to get voted in, because why not? They can just say this stuff and get votes. This is what he's doing. Forget the anti-Semitic stuff too. His stuff that he's promising is going to be almost impossible to get everything done. And it's even, I sent you a TikTok.
I remember seeing it.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that guy from Shark Tank?
Mr. Wonderful.
Yes, Mr. Wonderful. And it's basically saying like he's
I'm
making
surprised
all
Trump
these
doesn't have that name for himself.
It's true. Because probably he knew that Mr. Wonderful was.
He copyrighted it.
It's already taken. Right. It's already taken. So Mr. Wonderful basically saying he's promising all these things, and then he's going to get into he's going to win, and he's going to quickly realize that he can't get these things done because there's a lot of bureaucracy. There's a lot of things and a lot of checks and balances and red tape and all these things that are going to happen to actually put a lot of what he promised into reality. And what he'll do after that is then he will start blaming the red tape and blaming the bureaucracy and blaming legislators and blaming everybody else but himself for not getting what he said he's going to get done. So to me, like, he's going to come in, he's going to get some of his things done, but he's not going to get all of it. And I just don't know what the complete future holds for the city of New York. But someone like that who makes all these promises and will not be able to keep them is scary, because his promises are what are driving people to vote for him, for free this, free that, groceries, free bus rides, free whatever it is. The word free obviously plays very well, and he's going to win. And I don't think he's going to be able to live to bring his vision or whatever it is to reality, and he's just going to put the blame on somebody else because it's not going to be his fault.
I think that, unfortunately, I don't think he gives a shit, to be 100% honest. I don't think he gives a shit about getting anyone free anything or getting anything that he's promising. I don't think he's actually in the mayor position to get anything done for New York.
So what do you think it is then, if you had to guess?
I think we kind of secretly know what it is. I think he's in the position of mayor to be in a position of power because it's an ideology, that there is a undertaking ideology that he needs to bring in from the top down. And this is my maybe conspiracy theory thinking, but I feel like he's given us enough proof.
Let's put your tinfoil hat on and continue.
Yeah, but I don't even know if it's conspiracy theory thinking when he's showing us who he is. Like, it's not like we're, putting these weird puzzle pieces together and assuming. People are like, oh, it's propaganda. No, it's not propaganda. It's coming out of his mouth. It's like, he's literally, so for example, I follow this girl, her name is Sammy, and she is the head of Betches Media. If you don't know what Betches Media is, it's a massive media corporation for younger, I would say, Gen Z? Millennial Gen Z?
Yes, millennial Gen Z. I wouldn't say any older, any younger, but yes, millennial.
And so they have a huge, huge audience in that younger category, which is a very important audience for this age range, right?
Yep.
And she is hard sometimes for me to follow because she is highly, highly liberal. She despises Donald Trump, but she's Jewish. So it's like I agree with her on certain things. I struggle with her on others because of her severe distaste for Donald Trump, that I'm like, sometimes I find it like overshadows her ability to see. Like, I don't like when someone hates someone so much that they are never able to see anything positive.
Right.
I can see why people despise Donald Trump. Don't get me wrong. Like, I watched him on 60 Minutes last night, and there are things about him that drive me crazy too. Like, I'm like, oh, like, stop saying that. Don't say it that way. Like, it's so unlikable, Like, so I get it. But I always come back to like, well, what were our options? Like, it's kind of like Mamdani and Cuomo. What the fuck? Like, we're left between a rock and a hard place here. You know? So we had Kamala or Donald Trump when it comes to being Jewish. Like, we're on a Jewish podcast right now. What the fuck were our options, right? So, okay. So Sammy,
yes,
she's been kind of covering the mayor race. And it made me worried because she's 100,000 followers, and she does all these collabs with her Betches Media brand, which has hundreds and hundreds of thousand followers. And she talks about the oh my God, I just got the craziest text. I'll share it after.
Now I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And she talks about, all kinds of crazy, takes on the campaign. And she was sharing the other day about Zohran, about Mamdani, and she was sharing like this kind of very kind of mild take on him. Like that wasn't that bad. And I was so disappointed because I know she's Jewish. And I'm like, oh, like she's almost like whitewashing it. Like it's not that big of a deal. But then today, something happened in her. I actually got a text from someone that also follows her, and she goes, she turned, and I was like, what do you mean? So she sent me her Instagram.
Yes.
And this is what she posted, and I'll show it to you, which is interesting. And I guess basically she made her take, and remember, this is someone that is very, very liberal, very anti-Trump. But this is what she said. She said, I was willing to give Mamdani the benefit of the doubt on how he'd handle anti-Semitism from his supporters as mayor, but seeing his campaign running a phone bank with Jeremy Corbyn, who I don't even know who that is.
Me neither.
Not even an American politician, who was expelled from his own party in the UK for how badly he handled anti-Semitism as party leader, answers my question. The irony is that Corbyn actually pulled a Cuomo and ran as an independent after his party tried to hold him accountable for the anti-Semitism issues. So tonight, there's a phone bank, I guess, for Zohran that's paid. It says small on the flyer. It's hard to see. It says paid for by Zohran for NYC with Jeremy Corbyn tonight at 6 p.m. Like I said, I didn't know anything about who this guy is, but it talks all about that he was expelled from the Labor Party because he failed to retract his claim that the scale of anti-Semitism had been dramatically overstated. He was really, really bad. It was responsible. This was in 2020. The Labor Party was responsible for unlawful acts of harassment and discrimination and how it handled anti-Semitism complaints under his leadership. So the fact that Zohran, of all the people, is connecting with this dude from the UK who literally got expelled from his party for how he handled anti-Semitism.
Yeah. It's a pretty fucking bad look for Zohran.
It's like, this is who you're collabing with. And then the comments are real interesting because most people that don't like Zohran and understand it are like, thank you, finally, glad you said it. But then, of course, there are some people saying, this girl, it's a phone bank, not a marriage. And I'm saying to someone, like I said to that person, I said, why are you justifying what's right in front of your face?
Yeah.
Like, I love how when Trump had dinner with Nick Fuentes, everyone's like, oh, you're the company that you keep.
Yep.
But then with this guy, and I agree with that, you are the company you keep.
Yeah, of course.
When Trump had dinner with Nick Fuentes, that's a huge red flag.
I'm pissed off at both things. You have Nick Fuentes and Kanye freaking West.
It's horrible.
Having lunch with Trump. It's disgusting. And this is equally as disgusting. This is absurd.
Exactly. So then this person says, FYI for the comment section, if you can't accept any critique of a candidate that you like, you're in a cult, not a political party.
Yeah, it's true. And it's for both sides. It's for both freaking sides.
100%. So all these people are like, this is not a big deal. This is just like a phone bank. It's paid for by his party. They accepted and wanted this guy's help. This guy is known for not being a good enough leader for how he handled anti-Semitism. And he said, yes, join me. When you know that you're under fire for anti-Semitism in the 24 hours before the election, this is who you choose to hang out with tonight.
Yeah, it's
bad.
It's pretty disgusting. It's like, what person, like, let's say, what would make these people say, oh, Zohran is a bad candidate? Like, what person in this phone bank, so we have this guy Corbyn, who would actually make these crazy people that are in this cult flip out to say, okay, maybe I shouldn't vote for him?
If he said Bibi Netanyahu was joining him.
That's true.
Honestly, if he said like an Israeli.
I'm wondering, yeah, that would probably do it. Although I'm trying to think if there's anybody that
if he asked like JD Vance.
Well, I'm thinking somebody like not somebody political, like somebody else. Like let's say it's like I don't know, like R. Kelly. Like R. Kelly came and helped. Like
No, they'd
he's a
probably be like,
disgusting
he's a
human
changed
being.
man.
Right.
He's
That's what I'm saying. Like who could it be that could actually change their mind?
But it
Not
reminds me of the hardcore MAGA during
yeah.
Donald Trump and Nick Fuentes. It's the same shit. And it's the people right now that are excusing this Nick Fuentes, Tucker Carlson disgusting marriage of Israel hating love last week that we saw. And what's happening on the right side, which, as you know, I have definitely been more moderate in this last couple of years since October 7th. And I've actually considered myself more aligned on the right than definitely on the left in the last couple of years because
Yeah.
I've not found any that much Jew a lot like support for Jews on the left. That's the
Right.
truth. But
Right.
now I truly in the last since Charlie Kirk died, I think everything's exploded. Like with Candace Owens attacking and Tucker Carlson going all out and then now Nick Fuentes, it's so weird. I almost think I never thought of it this way, but it's like did Charlie Kirk hold the Republican Party together in some weird way? Because the second he died, I feel like everyone's just splintering and yelling at each other and attacking each other. And like, it's weird.
Well, everybody on the right. Yes.
That's what I mean on that side.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it seems very odd the way the Republicans now are, I don't want to say backing up Nick Fuentes, but they're starting to say, hey, he can say what he wants to say. We're fine with it.
They're not fine with it. I think most are, other than Tucker Carlson and his supporters, I think most are saying what he has to say is wrong. But they're very scared to use the word cancel. They're very scared to slap anyone on the wrist because, the Republican Party is very anti any of that because of what happened to them.
Right. But when you have
yeah.
an organization like the Heritage Foundation, and it's very interesting, my dad, who I guess tomorrow it would be, 4 weeks ago he passed away. My dad was a very big Republican, very big. And he was always a big fan of the Heritage Foundation. And I was thinking about this because, you were sending me some stuff over the weekend about their comments and trying to at least somehow protect Nick Fuentes. And anyway, I would have loved to see what his thoughts were on this because it's an organization that he found that he was very fond of, and he always got newsletters, he always got mail from the Heritage Foundation, all of this stuff. He always sent me stuff from them, whether I asked for it or not, which is usually I didn't ask for it, but he always would send me every Republican thing he could possibly find. And now it's an organization that I wonder if my dad would say that is pretty disgusting.
Well, my mom did.
Interesting. What did she say?
My mom wasn't probably as involved as your dad was to the Heritage Foundation, but she knows of it. My mom is in Israel right now, and it was her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
She's 76 and looks amazing. But
she does.
She was in Israel. She is in Israel until a couple more days. And I was on the phone with her yesterday, and we were just talking about it. And she doesn't pay attention to social media as much. So she knows from outsiders, from what she sees on the Israeli news about all this drama. Mm-hmm. And, they talk about how horrible Candace Owens is and how horrible Tucker Carlson is, but she's not on X. She doesn't see the back and forths of everything. Right. But I told her about the Heritage Foundation standing by Tucker Carlson interviewing Nick Fuentes. And she was like, this is crazy. She's like, the Heritage Foundation to her is a very upstanding organization.
Right.
And in her mind, because she's also a big, Republican, and in her mind, she views the Heritage Foundation as moral superior, a moral high ground. That's not some, bullshit organization. So look, your dad was also, he was a doctor, a smart man. He wasn't some salacious asshole type of guy. The people that were donors to the Heritage Foundation, the people that are part of the Heritage Foundation are are like smart, good people. I know that they had a lot of bad press with the Project 2025 stuff,
Yep.
but I think, of course, you're going to have a spectrum of people that are incredibly uber conservative, like right wing crazies. But I think there's a lot of people that are part of it that are just like normal conservative, good people that are
Yep.
in shock right now.
Well, I hope they're in shock. I mean,
Well,
obviously there are people that are in shock, but I do wonder what, the people, I wonder what that percentage is, to be honest
Well,
with
let
you.
me show you. I have an article right here actually that just popped up. I get notifications on the corner of my screen with news articles all day long because I'm so obsessed with this kind of stuff. And this is what it says: Heritage Foundation in revolt over Tucker Carlson defense after controversial Nick Fuentes interview. Footsie with literal Nazis. And
Footsie. Like
yeah,
playing footsie?
they were playing footsie.
That's
It
what they
says
call it?
one of the largest conservative think tanks in Washington has been roiled is an interesting word, by their president's embrace of Tucker Carlson after he had Nick Fuentes on his show. Internal chats reviewed by the Post show high-ranking members of the Heritage Foundation told each other privately how embarrassed and disgusted they were by Kevin Roberts' ridiculous decision to come to Carlson's defense over Nick Fuentes, who has expressed anti-Semitic views and denied that the Holocaust ever even happened. I'm disgusted by this, and I don't understand how this premeditated and orchestrated response could come out of one of the biggest think tanks in the world. Someone else said, the most embarrassed I've ever been to be a Heritage employee. It's not even close. Yeah. He said in this 2-hour interview, Nick Fuentes called himself a fan of Joseph Stalin.
Yep.
He denounced the influence of organized Jewry. That's hard for me to say, Jewry.
Shouldn't be a word.
And Carlson accused American Christians who support the state of Israel as having a brain virus.
Yep.
Yeah, Carlson said he's disgusted by Christian Zionists in this interview.
Wait, Tucker said that, or did
Tucker.
Nick say that? Yeah. Like it just gets worse and worse and worse every time you dig into more of this, and the fact that that type of organization is standing behind it is nauseating. It's good to hear though that there's issues internally. Because, when you first sent that to me, I got, I don't know, I don't know what the word is, but it scared me because it's like
Literally felt sick to my stomach. Remember, I sent it to you and I said, "Do you understand what this means?" And you said, "Yes, I understand." And I don't know if I was being dramatic. I'm always dramatic, right? But I truly felt sick to my stomach, and I lost sleep that night. Because when you feel like the left doesn't have you and then you feel like the right doesn't have you, you truly say, okay, it's time to pack up and move to Israel. We're fucked.
I mean, the thought crossed my mind, not like I was packing and going to Israel, but I'm like, okay, what's the game plan if this gets worse and worse and worse? Yeah, I mean, what else can you do?
Sometimes I get myself into such a panic because it was late at night when I was reading this stuff.
That
and
doesn't help.
X is like the worst of the worst. It's the loudest of the loudest. And then the next day I did feel better because I did see a lot of amazing, very, very loud voices, Jews and non-Jews, allies that spoke up and said, this is horrible. And then I was like, okay, we're not alone here.
Right.
But I did feel very alone in this moment.
Yeah, and when you sent it to me, I definitely am like, oh, this is not good.
They did say, just FYI here, they did say a few people have already resigned. Ryan Newhouse, which is the CEO's chief of staff, resigned.
Wow.
It says the ripple effect from his statement has gone beyond staff issues. It's been hemorrhaging evangelical Christian and Jewish contributors. Yeah, they're going to lose a lot of donors. They said this is ridiculous. On the one hand, Robert says we can't cancel our own people, referring to Tucker and Fuentes, when on the other hand, he literally canceled the Boston College Republicans by calling them a bunch of soft men to whom the future doesn't belong in a private chat group. I don't know what that's about. A second asked whether members of the think tank were part of the venomous coalition for calling out Tucker for playing footsies with literal Nazis. Saying we can't cancel someone is safe space wokeism. The person said, if we are labeled on the same side as Nick Fuentes, then we deserve to lose.
Shivers down my back.
Truly.
With this kind of shit.
And it's so devastating because Tucker Carlson, and I think like probably my mom and someone like your dad would probably feel the same way with people like Candace and Tucker.
Yeah.
They feel like betrayed because I was never a fan of either of them, but I'm sure your dad and my mom like watched them both all the time, like loved them.
Who?
Tucker.
Yeah. I mean, Tucker was anything that was on Fox News, my dad watched.
My mom loved Tucker Carlson, and he was so annoying to me. But my mom loved him.
He had a stupid look on his face every time he was like hearing an answer. It was
and
like
his
this
laugh.
Constipated look.
And his laugh. Ha, ha!
Yeah. What an asshole.
What made him hate us so much?
I don't know. I don't know if he, again, and I've said this before. I don't know where the truth actually lies with this. I don't know if this is stuff that people actually believe in, or they know they're going to get money, they're going to get paid for it, they're going to get clicks, and it's a way for them to just make more money. So I don't know if some of these people actually have these views, or if it's just a way for them to monetize their platform. And it's whatever it is, either way, it is very destructive. And they don't give a shit. They do not give a shit. They would rather see the world burn and them get paid. And it's scary. And now I'm sad. Thank you, Donna.
How do we end it on a happy note?
I don't know. How do we? Show your dog again.
My dog's sleeping.
It's okay.
We can end it on a happy note by let's Google one happy fact. Happy
about Jews?
Jewish fact today. There should be a happy Jewish fact every day.
Like, remember those calendars that you had where you pulled it was like a daily calendar and you pulled the calendar every day and it had a different, like, either a fact or a different word you can learn each day. We should get one of those for like Jewish daily fact.
It's really true. Well, you know what? I will tell you, my mom did tell me that Israel is incredibly resilient and they've been through such hard times, but it always does come back.
What comes back?
Israel.
Oh, yes.
Like,
I mean, Israel's there. We don't need Israel to come back.
But I'm saying,
Israel's
like, Jews in Israel, like, to go against Jews is such a lose. It's like such a loss. It's like such a miss, I should say.
It is.
You know, I actually have a really nice video that I saw on Instagram.
Okay.
And I think that it will be actually a nice little way to end the show.
Perfect.
Even though, well, I think that it will be. It has Stephen Colbert in it, which some people don't love that.
Okay, I'm fine with having him in a video that's going to make me smile. It's not the end of the world. It's not Tucker Carlson. It's fine.
Exactly, and it's actually with this Rabbi Angela Buchdahl from I forget which. She's at the Temple Emmanuel Stryker Cultural Center, but a lot of people were very kind of not happy about her because she didn't denounce Mamdani until she finally did, though.
Yep.
She finally did. Have you seen this video?
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to share it with you for the first time.
No, I saw this one.
So this is a good way to end the show, okay?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
A cantor. And I understand you love Somewhere Over the Rainbow. What does that song mean? What does that song mean to you?
Well, it's so funny. It was just a song that I loved as a kid growing up. And then, I can't remember, some years ago, Tablet magazine named it the #1 Jewish song of all time. And I was like, huh, the #1 Jewish song of all time. And then they made the best argument. They were like, do you understand that this song was written by 2 Jewish Tin Pan Alley songwriters? One of them was the son of a cantor. And
Yip Harburg?
yes, and Harold Arlen, thank you. And he said this song is the quintessential song of galut. That's the word for exile, meaning of a people who are not able to be in their home, longing for home. Suddenly, when I thought of it as the most beautiful exilic prayer ever set to music, I was like, okay, that is the #1 Jewish song of all time. And suddenly that sense of like there's no place like home, that Jews have often felt that they are wandering and looking for home. And of course, it is the story of my life. I felt like I had the heart of a stranger, but I'm always searching for home, and I've been grateful that I've often found it.
I learned it in choir when I was in high school.
Do you still know it?
I still know the bass line.
Oh, well, I know the melody line.
Do you want to try?
Okay. We're on. Okay, ready?
We should do this, Adam.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high.
Your son. There's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true.
Rabbi Angela Bucktown.
That's so sweet.
And to all those anti-Semites out there that say all Jews are white and think that Jews are white and that's what they are, she is not white and she is Jewish. So
No,
none
she
of this,
is Asian.
Yes, and none of this is about white supremacy or any of that. So I love that. Love it, love it, love it.
That was a beautiful, and I never knew that story before I saw that video.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Thank you so much, Adam. Great, great long episode. Supersizer.
Yes. Yes.
Have an amazing rest of your week, you guys, and be kind and vote for Cuomo.
Come on, Cuomo. Please, 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 please. All right. Thanks,
Talk
everyone.
to you later.
Bye.
Bye.